which hold information about client. And cookies are stored where the cookies are stored within browser. And cookies maintain, cookies maintain the state is nothing but data belongs to what here? Client. Okay. So cookies cannot hold a large amount of data. So it is a limited size. Cookie cannot hold a large amount of data. It can hold only small amount of data. And cookies are more efficient compared to database because it doesn't require to communicate with the database. Okay. So cookies maintain the state of the client and data belongs to the client. And cookies cannot hold a large amount of data. So you can see the maximum size of the cookie is some 4 KB, I think. So you can see what is the maximum size. This might be various from browser to browser. Okay, maximum size of cookie, right? Now, if you see the maximum size of cookie is how many kilobytes? 4 KB. So it means browser. Now that might be various. That might be various from one browser to another, right? So the maximum size of the cookie, the maximum size. So yeah, the maximum size of the cookie is 4 KB. Means it cannot hold more amount data. So it might be various from one browser to another. So the maximum size of a single cookie is generally 4 kilobytes. The 4 KB limits include the entire cookie string, the name, value, and all attributes such as expiration path and what is that domain. So you can say total size of the cookie is restricted to what here 4 KB. So cookie hold data as a key and value pair, Okay. So within the cookie, the data is stored as a key and value. Okay, right? So what cookie contain? Cookie contain the information about client. Okay, cookie contains information about client. But how it identifies the client? It identifies the client by using the state. Okay, by using the state. Like suppose the client can be identified with a username. Okay, some ID that is called as which one here? State. But how it identifies this cookies belongs to that website. So it also contain which name? Domain name. This cookies belongs to which domain? Okay, and the cookie also having which one? Expiry. So expiry date. It is having expiry date. But by default, the cookies are non-persistent cookies. Means whatever cookies you create, those cookies might be deleted automatically once you close the browser. So whenever you close the browser, the cookies get what here? Deleted. Okay, right? So it will store as a key and values, not JSON. So if you say dictionary is a JSON. No, dictionary is dictionary only. So JSON string is another format. Okay. Yes. So cookie contain the pair of values. That is a key and values. So what will happen in cookies based session management is, okay. So whenever you want to maintain the client state, using cookies, for example, okay, assume that same if you take authentication or if you take products. Now you're developing a shopping cart or anything you take, authentication you take. You enter username. This is a client who enter username, and after giving username, he'll try to define the password. So this is nothing but a browser. So this is a client. Client is nothing but a browser. After giving username and password, you click on sign in. Okay, you click on which one? Sign in. So just click on sign in. Yeah, you can get the session key like this. Request.session.session key, right? By using that session key also you can delete it. You can delete the session by using a session key also, right? So you can get the session key by using this attribute. Yes. Okay, right? So here you enter username and password. So after giving username and after giving the password, what do? You click on sign in. When you click on sign in, now it will send a request to the server. It will send a request to the server, send a request to server. But before that, what will happen first? It establishes connection. And after establishing connection, it will send a request. Your browser will prepare an HTTP request and send it. It will send a request to the view. Now assume that this is a view. So what view will do is it will identify is it request contain any cookies information or not. Okay, suppose if you add any cookies to the browser, because cookies are stored in what here? Browser. Cookies are stored in the browser. Means where you are storing the client data within the browser. Okay, not in the database. But previously we tried to store the data in what? Database. But now we are not storing the client data within database, but you are trying to store in what? Browser. Now this is a first request. Now your browser doesn't have any cookies belongs to this client. Then what will happen is send a request, but this request doesn't contain what here? Cookies. Okay, it will send a request to the view. Okay, assume that this is a view called some login view. So what is the name of the view is here? Login view. So what login view do is it will verify is it request contain any cookies or not. Suppose is it request contain any cookies? No. Okay, then what will happen? It will create a cookie. What will happen? It will create a cookie. So what will happen? It will create cookie, and within that cookie it will store. What it will do? It will store whose details here? User details. It will store which details here? User details. Store user details. After storing user details, what are the user details here? Suppose every user is identified with what? Username. And store user details and add this cookie. Add a cookie to what here? Response. Add a cookie to response and return. What it is doing, it is returning the response. So what response contain? Cookie. What response contain? Cookie. Now once it is done, okay, this response is sent to what here? Browser. Okay, now what response contain here? Cookie. So what cookie contain? User details. What cookie contain? User details. Now where this cookie is stored in the browser. And what cookie contain? What cookie contain? User details. What cookie contain? User details. It will generate a response. It will generate a response, and this is a response. And here it will display the message saying hello, some a, and it will show you some inbox. Okay, there is one link called which one? Inbox. And once you click on the inbox, okay, now this is the output generated by which one? View. After generating the output, what will happen? The connection is what? Closed. So connection is, so it will close what here? Connection. It will close a connection. Now once the client click on inbox, once the client click on which one? Inbox, what will happen again? Establish. What will happen again? Establish. Establish connection. After establishing connection, it will send a request. After establishing connection, it will send a request. But this time the request contain which data? Cookies data. What request is having? Cookies. But what this cookie is having? Whose details? User details. Now this is sent to one view. Okay, assume that this is which view? Inbox view. So what inbox view should do? I should get the inbox. I should get the inbox of which user? Inbox view. I should get the inbox of which user? How it identifies the request is come from the same user? By reading the information from what? Cookie. Because how the persistence is done by storing details into what? Cookie. So it will try to identify the request is come from the same client. Okay, the request is come from the same client by reading. Okay, reading information from, it will read the information from where? Cookie. It will read the information from cookie and identifies, okay, identify the request. A request comes from what? Which user? Identify the request come from which user. And based on that, generate which one? Response. Based on that, it will generate the response. But where you are storing this user details, where you are storing this user details in the database table or in the browser. In the previous example, we store the details into what? Database table. What is the table we created? What do you call it as login or session? Okay, that is session. There is one table created, right? Yesterday, where we store the data in database table. Okay, where we store the data in database table. Use project 27 DB, right? Now you can see Django session. What is the name of the table is? Django session. Select a star from Django session. Now this is what? Session data. This is which data? Session data, which is stored in what? Database table. Means we stored username and password in what? Database table. The session is maintained in what? Database table. But now where the session is maintained? Within the browser by storing in the form of storing in the form of which one? Cookie. It means you cannot store the secure data within the client browser. You cannot store the secure data within the client browser. Okay. Yes. So this is what will happen when you are working with the cookies, right? So previously we stored data into what? Where we store the session data in database table, but now you are storing the session data into what? Browser, where we are storing in browser. But in the previous class we stored in what? Database table. Session is nothing but client information. Okay, maintaining the state between the multiple requests of the same client, because HTTP is a stateless protocol. It doesn't remember the request is come from which client. To make the server to remember the client, you are using a session management or what? State management. Every request you send from client to server is a new request. Server doesn't identify the request is come from which client. To remember server by the client, to remember server by the client, you maintain the state between the client and server by storing client information either at server side, either at what? Client side. You are storing it server side in the database table. In the client side, you are storing in what? Browser in the form of cookies. But cookies cannot hold a large amount of data. The size of the cookie is restricted and it can hold only plain text. It can hold a plain text only, but it cannot hold any other type of data. Okay. So what are the basic steps? So what are the basic steps for working with? Okay, what are the basic steps for working with cookies based session management? Cookies based session management. So the first step is you have to enable. So enable. So cookies based session management. Okay, enable cookies based session management. But how you enable cookies based session management? In project configuration file, that is in settings.py, in project management file, that is in settings.py. Now you need to create one environment variable. Okay, you need to create one environment variable. And what is that environment variable is? Yeah, online students. Clearer? As online students. Okay, now you have to create one variable. And what is the name of the variable is session engine. You have to create one variable called session engine, which is nothing but what backend you are using it. Django dot contribute dot. You have to use sessions dot backends. Now previously we use what? DB. Now you have to use which one? Cookies. So previously we used what? DB. DB is a backend, but you don't require to use a DB database, but you are using a backend as what here? Cookies. Now it means now the Django application stores the data into what here? Cookies. Now this is first thing what you have to do in settings.py. Enable cookies based session management. For that, you have to add one environment variable. So this variable name should be the same and it should be in uppercase because Python is a case sensitive language. It finds the difference between uppercase and what? Lowercase. Okay, right? Now second one is you have to now same like database only, you have to read and write the cookies, right? How can you read? By using a request. How to read cookies information. How to read cookies information. You are reading the cookies information by using reading and writing both done by using which one? Request. You are saying session, request dot session. Now you are trying to use a key and equal to which one? Value. So this is for adding session information into the cookie. And if you want to read, this is adding. What is this for? Adding information. This is nothing but adding information. And if you want to read it, you'll say request dot session of a key, or you can use a request dot session dot get, and it followed by which one? Key. Now always you store the data within the cookie as a key and value pair. Now this is a key and this is what here? Value. Now if the keys already exist, it will update. So this will do both the operations. One is adding and one more is what? Updating. This is for adding as well as what? Updating. And this is for reading it. This will raise an error if the key is not exist, but this doesn't raise an error if the key is not exist. If the key is not exist, it returns the default value. And what is the default value? Defaults to none. The default value defaults to none. Now these are two steps you have to follow it. First you have to set, you should enable the backend. Means you're telling the server, okay, use cookies based session management. Cookies based session management rather than using which one? Database. Okay, right? So these two things you have to do it. Let us develop this application. Okay, so where you are trying to input username and password and sign in, and here we'll put sign out also, so that once you click on sign out, then it should delete what? Cookie. I should delete a cookie. Now here cookies can be what here? Two types. Cookies can be two types. One is persistent cookies, and one more is non-persistent cookies. One is a persistent cookies and one more is non-persistent cookies. So persistent cookies means these cookies are exist until you open the browser. Once you close the browser, these cookies get what? Deleted. But non-persistent cookies, yeah, no, that is persistent. So persistent cookies exist. Persistent cookies exist within the browser. Okay. So until you don't clear it. Suppose in browser you find some settings. Now if you see browser's data, now you can see cookies and other site data. If I click on delete from this device, then it will try to delete which information here? Cookies information. Whatever data hold by the cookie, that data get what here? Deleted. The data get what here? Deleted. So that is when you can enable or disable cookies. Now client is having an option for enable or disable what? Cookies. Suppose if browser disable cookies, now client information cannot store in what? Browser. If browser disable cookies, it cannot store the information. If it is enable, then it can store what? Information. It means browser is having an option. It means client is having an option to enable or disable what? Cookies. Now sometimes when you open certain websites, it will display one message like enable cookies. If you enable cookies, then only it allows to what? Store whose information? Client information. If you don't enable cookies, then client information is not stored. So client is having an option like enable or disable what? Cookies. So persistent cookies. So persistent cookies, okay, are stored within client machine, which you call it as which one? Generally you access it by using browser, but it is stored somewhere in the client machine. So persistent cookies are stored within client machine at a given time, at a given at given time. But non-persistent cookies are deleted automatically once the browser is what here? Closed. Non-persistent cookies are deleted automatically once the browser is closed. Now you can also define the maximum age of the cookie by using settings.py, or you can also use set expiry date. So session is having set expiry or not? Yes. If you write set expiry as 0, then it will delete. It will add it and then immediately what? Delete. It will add it and immediately what? Delete. When you give the set expiry as what? 0, right? Yes. So persistent cookies are stored within client machine or browser at a given time, at a given time. But when it comes to the non-persistent cookies are deleted automatically once the browser is closed. So let me tell you this example. Yeah, I think you understood this here. Okay. But how you are trying to do this by using same approach. But when you say request.session key equal to value, then where it will try to store this key and value in the database or in the cookie. Because here we are not using what? DB. Okay, session engine is not DB. Session engine is what? Cookies. Session engine is not DB. Session engine is what? Cookie. Right? So let me create a project here. Yeah, we'll do this example or cart, shopping cart. This example. Tell me, I will do this example or cart. Cart. We'll do cart or this example. Cart example. See the cart here. So first what you do is, so create a project. So here I created application. So what you do is just open project and in settings.py. So in settings.py, so define the session engine. So here I'm using a session engine and Django dot. So contribute dot backend sessions dot backend dot. What is the name of this is cookies, right? So define the session engine. You don't require any migrations here. You have to, so because you're not trying to store the data at the backend, but you're trying to store data into what? Cookies, right? That is cookies are stored in the browser. So the name of the application is application one. Now create one folder. And what is this folder is? Templates. And define the template. So base directly slash. Now this is what here? Templates. So that's all. Now create one template that is base.html. Now we have done this already. I'll just take that. I think we have taken already this, right? Which project here? Which project? Shopping cart. Yeah, this is base.html. See, I'm not writing again. Now this is base.html. And here you have a add product and view products. And this is update products. And this is deleting products. But where you are storing the details of the products in the browser. Where you are storing the details of the products within the browser. Okay. You are storing the details of the products within the browser. So go to the application and view. And this is home. Okay. Now you have a request and response equal to render. Okay. Request to comma base.html. Then return response. In urls.py, from application one dot views, import home. And here I'm trying to define the path. And what is the path is home, comma, home, right? Oh, something error, right? Settings.py, Django dot contribute. Spelling mistake is there. So this is signed cookie. It is not cookies. So what is the name of this is signed cookies. What is the module name is signed cookies. So here you just change this to the signed cookies. This is the name of the module which is used for managing what cookies at server side. So run this and this is called as what here home. You have an add product, view products, update products, and one more is what delete products. Okay. Now what is the name of the module used for managing the cookies? Signed to cookies. And this is a module which is used for managing the cookies at which side? Client side, right? In the browser. So what is the first one is add product. What is the first one is adding the product. So add product means you enter the product name and quantity and you will be adding that product name and quantity within the browser. Now which one is a shopping cart here? Browser. Which one is a shopping cart here? Browser. Browser is a shopping cart. So there is a add product. I'm taking same. Okay, right? Are getting or not? Huh? I'm using the same thing. Now this is nothing but add product. I'm not writing again. So what is the name of the template? Add product template dot html. So in this template, what you are trying to input product name and quantity. Now you require here one form. You require one form as a table. Or if you want, you create a form. You don't want form, create a form. Okay. So create a table. So table already there. So what do you create now? Table row and table column. What is the name of this is product name and table data. So input type equal to what? Text. Name equal to p name is nothing but product name and table row and table data. And what you're trying to input? Quantity and table column. So input type, sorry, input. So input type equal to text and name equal to what here? Quantity. Okay, right? So where you are trying to input product name as well as what here? Quantity. Now this is called as which template? Add product template dot html. Now here, this is what is the request method is post. What is the request method is post. But if the request method is get, you have to display this template. If the request method is post, you have to read this data and add this data to what? Browser. Add this data to what? Browser. Okay, add this data to the browser, right? Then open this views.py. Now here I'm saying add a product view, add a product view request. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to give this, okay, view.py. So this is the view which is used for handling both the requests. That is a get request as well as what? Post request. Get request as well as what? Post request. If okay, if request dot method double equal to post, means if the request method is a post, what we have to do? We have to read product name and quantity. Read the product name. Request dot post dot get. What is the keys? P name. Quantity equal to request dot post dot get. What you are reading? Quantity. You are reading the product name and quantity, and then you should store this product name quantity where? In the session. You have to store in what? Session. And how you are storing in the session? Request dot session. What is the key is p name. And what is the value is quantity. You are trying to store as a key and value. What is the key is product name and what is the value is quantity. Bring on not. Then return. Return the response by saying return. Okay, response. Okay, response. Return the response here. Return response. Okay, render. Okay, render. Request comma. What is the template is? Add product template dot html. Okay, this is with some message context. What is the message is? What is the message is? Product added. The message is product added to cart. Product added to the cart. But initially, what is the message? None. So message is empty. Okay, then what do you do it? Return. What do you return? Response. But when if the request method is what here? Post. But if the request method is a get, if the request method is a getter, now else, now if you want, you can take this. You can write this. Otherwise, what you can do is you can write this here. So what will happen if the request method is a post? It will do this and create a response and return it. If the request method is a get, will it execute this if block? Tell me, is it execute this if block? No, it doesn't execute this if block. But message should be a none, right? Okay, let it be. Else what do you do it? If the request method is a this get, I'm saying render. Render request comma. Okay, request comma. What is the name of the template? Add product template dot html and return response. But this time message is none. If you want, you write here context. So context message and what is the message is empty. What is the message is empty and return the response. Now in add template.html, you are trying to display the message or not? Yes. But where this product details get added in? Browser. But how you are hiding it? By using request dot session. By using what here? Request dot session. Request dot session. You are trying to use request dot session and it followed by key. And what is the key is product name. And what is the value is quantity. Where this product name quantity gets stored in? Browser. It is stored in what? Browser in the form of cookie. It is stored in the browser in the form of cookie. But in the previous class, we stored this product name and quantity where? In session table. In session table. But now you are storing in the browser. It is more efficient. It is more efficient compared to what? Database table. But secure data you cannot store in what? Browser. Yes. Create URL for this. So comma. Now what is the name of the view is add a product view. add product view, and then say path. So path is add product, comma, add product view. See, it will render the same template. It will render the same template with some message that is the product is added. Okay. Go to the base.html and here define the link. What is the name of this? Add product. Add product. Okay. This is add product. Run the server now. Yes, over. Add product. Now this is add product. Enter the product name and quantity and click on create. Now you can see the product is added. Where it is added in the browser. Added where in the browser. What is it? Your cookie is a persistent or non-persistent? Non-persistent. If I close the browser, then that product details get deleted. If I close the browser, that product details get deleted. Now enter keyboard and I enter the quantity and click on what here? Create. Now is it products get added or not? Yes. Then I want to view the products. Okay. How many products are there in the cart? Which one is the cart here? Browser. Because where all these product details are stored in? Browser in the form of cookies. It is stored in the browser in the form of cookies, right? Read the details. How can you read the details from the browser? Yeah, we are writing the code. How to see the products in the browser? Okay. Now here I'm creating another view. I'm creating another view that is a view products. So view product view. Now this is a request. What you are trying to do? You are trying to read all the details. But where are these details in session? Okay, request dot. I'm saying here items equal to request dot session dot items because it is a dictionary, right? And dictionary you can get the data as a key and value. And you are trying to read all the data from a session by using which method? Items method. That will return the items view and that you are converting into what here? List. That you are converting into list or you can also convert into what? Dictionary. You want to convert this list into a dictionary, you can convert items equal to dictionary of what is this here? Items. What items contain key and values? But what is the key? Name of the product. What is the value? Value of the product. But here I'm taking it as what? List. Okay, but list it identifies with what? Index, right? Now you need to display it. Render. Okay, response equal to render. Okay, render request comma. Now you required one template here. What is the template is? Okay, one template you require to display this. Delete is there. Where is the listing? One mu is missing, right? No problem. Uh, no problem. What you do is create one template. What is the template is? Some view product dot html, comma. I'm saying here context. What is the context is? Items. And then what is it? Items. But items is which type here? List. And the list contain tuples. And each tuple contain how many values? Two values. One is a product name and one more is a quantity. Now return. What do you return here? Response. Now you create one template. Create one template. And what is the template is? View product dot html. This inherit. This inherit which template? Base template. This inherit base template. This inherit base template. Now this is the beginning of the table. And this is end of the table. Now here I'm writing a table row and table heading. What is this here? Product name and table heading product quantity. Now these are view products. But where are these products in cart? And this cart is a browser. And here I'm using a for loop for item in items. For item in what here? Items. But what is each item is tuple. Each item is one tuple. What is each item is one tuple. Tuple. And how can I get the values from tuple using index? Item dot zero. Zero is nothing but product name. Okay, zero is nothing but product name. Item dot zero. Zero is nothing but product name. And item dot one is nothing but quantity. So we read the product name and we read the quantity. Because it is not a dictionary, it is not a dictionary, it is a tuple. Now here you don't require a form because it is only for displaying. You don't require a form. It is only for displaying, right? End block. So block is open. So there is a block open, and here block is what here? Closed. Then define the URL. Define the URL for this. And what is the name of this is? View product view. So path, define the path, view product. So comma, view product view. This is a view. Now go to the base.html and define the URL, that is view product. What is the name is view product. View product is a name. Okay. Now just go to the browser, view products, not linked. Now mouse and keyboard is what here? 5. Okay. Now add the product. So add the product, some mobile, some two, create, view product. Now how many products get added in browser? How many products? 3 products added in the browser. But who's taking care by this? Server or not? Yes. Okay. Now view products. Now I want to update the products. What do you do in update product? Same. Like which one? Add product. If the product is exists, then you have to update which one? Quantity. If the product is not exists, then what will happen? You'll say, this product is not there in the cart. You want to delete the product. You delete the product by searching what? Key. And what is the key is product name. What is the key? Product name is exist, then you have to delete that product. If the product name is not exist, you have to say the given product is not exist. Now let me tell you this, update product. You understood this, right? Adding and viewing. And whenever you say add, the request is sent. The request is sent to which view? Add product view, right? So here you are trying to check, is it request method is a get or what? Post. If the request method is a post, you are reading the product name and what? Quantity, and you are adding that product name and quantity within the session. You are adding this product name and quantity within the session. Session is maintained by using what here? Cookies. Okay. Then render this and you are saying the product is added. Otherwise, you are creating empty template. Getting or not? If the request method is a get, you are saying add product template dot HTML, and what is the message is empty because the request method is not get, not post. The request method is what? Get. Request method is get. Okay. What is product inspect? What is product inspect? Browser. In browser, not product inspect. Inspecting is debugging. Yes or no? You can check that. No problem. Not product inspect here. Browser inspect. Where you can inspect the response request. Yes. View product. Yes, no problem. You can write it. But see, if you have a multiple blocks, every block, beginning of the block and end of the block. If you say end block, that is end block belongs to which block? Yes or no? So every block is identified with some name. So you can have one block or more than one block, and you override those blocks. And when you override the block, there should be a beginning of the block and end of the block. So it is always recommended give the end block with some name. Otherwise, that is end of which block? Yes or no? Because every block is identified with some name. See here, this is update view. Update. This is update product view. Now here again you are sending a request. Template is the same. See, a template is the same. This template is what? Same. But what we are doing is we are saying update product template dot HTML. The way how you are adding it, in the same way you are updating it. Now I just take this template. Okay, this is a template, but this is not create. This is what here? Update. And this is update product. This is update product. And go to the view. And if a message is empty, same only. What you are writing, if request dot method equal to what? Post. I think you understood this. What will happen is if I click on add product, it will send a request to which view? It will send a request to which view? Add product view. Now tell me what is the request method is post or getter? What is the request method is post or get? Then what it will do? It will generate one template. It will create one template. But in this, I enter username, product name and quantity and click on create. Are you sending a request to the same view or different view? Same view. But this time, what is the request method is post. Then you are trying to read the product name and quantity, and you are storing that product name quantity within the session. And then you are rendering it with a message product added. Product what? Added, right? So if the request method is a post, what do you need to read? Product name. Request dot post. Okay, request dot post, request dot post dot get, you are reading the value of product name, and you are checking, is it this product name in, is it this product name in what here session? If product name is there in the session, if the product name is there in what session, you should update it. How you update it? Same syntax. Request dot session. What is this? Product name. Product name equal to quantity. Now adding update syntax of dictionary is the same or different? Same. Read the quantity. Quantity equal to request dot post dot get. What is the value you are reading? Quantity. And here you are updating it. And after updating, you are generating a response saying render. Request comma. What is the name of the template? Update. I'm creating same update product template dot html with the message, the context message. And what is the message is? Tell me what is the message? Product, product updated. Product what? Updated. Suppose if the request method is a getter, now you generate a response, but this response is contain a message, but that message is what? Empty. What is that message is? Empty. Empty message. But actually here you don't require message because we are sending directly message, right? This time what is the message is? What message? Empty message. Then return. What you return? Response. Now this is what you are updating. Just to see. Link it. Define the URL. What is the name of the view is? Update view. So path update view, comma update product view. Now go to the base template. So this is update view. See, I'm not close browser because if I close browser, previous products get deleted. These products are there, mouse, the keyboard, and one more is what? Mobile. I want to update. Which product you want to update? Mobile. I want to update from 2 to 1. 2 to 1 and click on update. So product updated, click on view products. Now this product quantity is updated from 2 to what here? 1. Click on update product. I want to update mouse. Okay, I want to update to some 4. Click on update. The product is updated from 10 to what here? 4. Update product, but this time I'll say monitor. Is it monitor is there? No. Then what happened here? Update view response. Views. Oh, if it is not exist, or if the product is exist, we did this, right? If the product is not exist, if the product is not exist, what do you have to do? Product not exist, invalid. Invalid what? Product name. If the product is exist, we said product updated, but product is not exist, then what is the message is? Invalid product name. Now go back here, refresh, view products, update product, monitor, update. What is the message is? Invalid product name. It means this product is exist within the cart? No. Okay. So that is what updating. Then next is what here? Delete. I want to delete a product. I want to delete a product from the cart. You're deleting the product from the cart, but you're not deleting cart. Getting on it. You're deleting product from the cart, but you're not deleting the cart. Okay. So definition, what is this here? Delete. So delete product view. Delete product view. Now you're sending a request. So what you're trying to input in this case, you're trying to input. Now you have to create a template. What is the template is? Delete product template dot HTML. Okay, same. So what you're trying to input? So what you're trying to input? Product name, not quantity. You're trying to input the product name, and here you have an option called delete. So there is a delete. Now once you click on the button delete, by giving the product name, the request is sent to one view. And what is the name of the view is? Delete product view. Read if request dot same. If the request dot method, same code. If the request dot method equal to post, get it. If the request dot session, if the product name is there in the session, what do you have to do? Delete. So delete request dot session. What you are deleting? Product name, and you are saying product deleted. Product what? Deleted. See, I'm using which keyword here? Delete. So delete request dot session. What you deleted? Product. When if the product name is there in the session. If the product name is there in the session, then you are deleting it. If the product name is not there in the session, then it will come to else and it will display the message invalid product name. What is the name of the template? What is the name of the template? Delete product dot html. So this is delete product template dot html. So delete product template dot html, right? Yes. Now this is deleting product. Run the code. Go to the browser. Have you linked? Go to urls.py. So right, delete product view. So there is a path. Delete product. So what is the name of the view is? Delete product view. Now go to base.html. Delete product. Now come to this delete product. Update. So enter the product name. What is the product name is? Mouse. Delete. Now you can see the product is deleted. View. Now there is no mouse. Okay, delete products. Give the product name. Keyboard. Delete. So there is only one product. Delete product. And mouse. Delete. Invalid product name. I close the browser. I just close the browser. Close the browser. Now once you close the browser, what will happen? Once you close the browser, one product was there in the cart or not? Yes. Home. I said here view products. But one product is there or not? Yes. What is that product is? Mobile. What is the session is deleted or not deleted? Not deleted. Then if you want session to be closed, session to be deleted when you close the browser, then in settings.py, what we need to write? In settings.py, now you need to add one environment variable. Tell me what is that environment variable? Yesterday we have seen. Yesterday, yesterday we have seen that. Yesterday, yesterday, yeah. Yesterday I said no. What is this variable? Session expire at browser close equal to what? True. If I write here session expire at browser close equal to true, then automatically the session get what? Deleted when you close the browser. The session get deleted when you close the browser. When if you write session expire at what? Browser close equal to true. But by default, session expire at browser close is a true or false? False. False, right? It is not a true. It is what? False. Now just open this, send it. What is the name of this is? Home. And you have a one product. One product is there. We'll try to add one product. Monitor, create. Now how many products are there? Two products are there in the session. Okay. Now I try to close the browser. When I close the browser, is it this session get deleted or not? Yes. When you close the browser, this session get what here? Deleted. Now what will I do is, I'll try to open the browser again. I'll send a request again. What is the name of this is? Home. What is the name here? Home and view products. Any products are there here? No. Any products are there or all products deleted? All products deleted. Otherwise, those products are persist within the browser or not? Yes. You can do like this. You can also make set expiry. You can also make set expiry date as what? 0. Getting or not? But it is always recommended to write set session expiry at browser close equal to what here? True. So that whenever you close the browser, whatever session data is there, all this data get what? Deleted. All that data is what here? Deleted. Clear? Right? But if you want to delete, even though when browser is open, suppose browser is open, but you want to delete the session. How can you delete the session when browser is open? How can you delete the session when browser is open? You can delete the session even browser is open by using request dot session dot. What is the name of the method is flush. By using this flush method, you can clear session exist in what? Browser. Even though browser is open. I want to clear the session even browser is what? Open. You can also use request dot session dot set. Set what is that? Expiry. Set expiry. Yesterday we have seen this. What is the name of this is request dot session dot set expiry followed by which one? Value. Now if I say set expiry equal to which one? 0, then will it delete the session or not? Yes. Now you can use request dot session dot flush. You can use request dot session dot set expiry, or you can use request dot session dot cookies. You can use cookie dot set expiry. Set expiry, and what is the value you give here? 0. Then this cookie is deleted. Means it will add this cookie and immediately it will delete that cookie from what? Browser. Even you can use these approaches, but most of the times you'll go for which one? Expiry on closing which one? Browser. For that, you need to write set session expiry at browser close equal to which one? True. You can also set the cookie age. You can also set the cookie age by using session underscore cookie underscore what? Age. But by default, the cookies persist for how many weeks? 2 weeks. Getting or not? plus we'll close it. क्या क्या बोले? हाँ ओके, आज से शुरू है क्या? आज से 9 बजे. No problem, but you understood this one, huh? Okay, so session management can be done in different ways. One is database and one more is browser. Okay, so tomorrow we'll see authentication and authorization, right? Today we'll stop it here and tomorrow continues this. Thank you. Right. Placement. Yeah, those who are selected for placement. Those who are selected for placement. बोलो यार. Yes. वो नहीं करे अपन. हाँ. Yes. अभी साइन इन नहीं करे अपन. Okay. We are assuming that. Browser open करें ना आप. This here browser represent a client. आपका browser है ना वो. It means that belongs to you only. जब जब you have to store in the backend. Getting on. So suppose authentication होने के बाद आप store करना है आपको. Okay. You cannot store it with authentication details. If you want to store with authentication details, you have to store it the backend, not in the browser. Because same domain है ना. Domain is same, right? हाँ. वही बोल रहा हूँ मैं, इसीलिए कौन सा यूज करते हैं आप? डेटाबेस यूज करते हैं, सेशन टेबल यूज करते हैं आप, नॉट ब्राउजर. नहीं होता, क्यों क्यों बोले तो कुकीज आर आइडेंटिफाइड विद सम आईडी. ओके, सपोज आप ब्राउजर ओपन करें, उसके ऊपर ही लॉगिन करें आप. ओके, बट सेम सेम ब्राउजर आर नॉट. यस, बट यू आर नॉट स्टोरिंग एनी यूजर डिटेल्स, राइट? यू आर स्टोरिंग विच डिटेल्स? समझ में? नहीं, वो नहीं कर सकते आप. यू हैव टू यूज बैकएंड ओनली. ओके, यू कैनॉट स्टोर, यू कैनॉट यूज इट ब्राउजर. ओके, या यू कैन यूज एसक्यूएल लाइक. बोलो यार. हाँ, वो यूज कर सकते, हाँ, डिफरेंट यूजर के लिए यूज कर सकते. चेक करना वो यूजर है या नहीं बोल के. चेक करने के बाद उसका डिटेल्स कहाँ से लेके आते हैं आप? सेशन में से लेके आते हैं. समझ में आया? हाँ, वो कर सकते हैं आप. रिएक्ट जेएस आर सेम. ओके, रिएक्ट जेएस, देयर इज नो रिएक्ट. एक्चुअली देयर इज रिएक्ट जेएस. जेएस. React is a JavaScript library. Okay, sometimes you call it as React or React JS. Okay, both are same. Okay, now it will take 1 month. 1 month.